Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Jeannie.
And today, since it's almost a week till Halloween, we are going to tell you guys about our ghost encounters that we have had. I have had two where I'm pretty sure they were some sort of spirits. And how many have you had?
I've had one that's been continuous since before I was even born. She's just like stayed in the family. Mm-hmm. And then I've had a couple just like singular instances at like a beach house and at I think it was a state park. Yeah.
Have you always been interested in the paranormal? Like for me, I watch ghost hunters and spiritual shows like that. I think they're cool to watch.
Not interested per se, but like I feel like I've always felt stuff.
You believe that?
Yeah, like
there could be spirits and ghosts and stuff.
Because like there's sometimes like you just walk in and like you feel it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me, and it's something like I don't know.
You're just more sensitive.
That's my superpower.
You could be. You could be more sensitive to spirits.
It's my superpower. I'm not sensitive. I have a superpower.
You have a superpower.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, my first one that I can remember was a week after we had put down our Basset Hound. And me and my Basset Hound, we were close. I think it was either that night or the night before I actually had a dream that I met her, and I actually could like feel her in my dream. Like I could feel her fur and I could hear her collar jingle and stuff like that. And so we were getting ready for lunch, and I was like walking towards this one door, and like a little like wind came past my leg around the same height as my dog was. So she like came up to where like my mid-calf area, which is how tall she was. And so I like froze for a second. I was like, what was that? And I like asked my family, I was like, did you guys feel any like wind or anything like that? And like no one had passed me. There was no fans going or anything like that. So it was just like a random little gust of wind. So I was like, and after like I've known like watching ghost hunters and watching shows like that, like wind, like a random wind or random cold spots and stuff like that could mean
something there.
A ghost, or some sort of spirit. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And then another instant I had was when I was little, probably about 12. My mom used to let us lay in her bed until my dad came up to bed because he'd work late or stay up late watching shows. And so I was laying in my mom's room just trying to go to sleep. And from like their bathroom area, I heard like, it sounded like the turning on of a light switch. So, you know how you can hear that?
Yeah, like a little click.
Yeah, like a click. And so I heard that like 3 times. It was like click, 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 click. And I was like, what is that? And then I heard like a growl.
Oh no.
And I was sleeping and I was like, I'm not waking up. I'm not gonna open my eyes. There's gonna be like a wolf or like some sort of evil
I'm gonna die.
thing. Yeah, so I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna just not think about it. And so the next morning I asked my mom if she heard it. She said no, but she did have a dream about like a demon dog or something like that.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I actually asked my dad if he was watching some shows because you can sometimes hear the TV in the other room come in. He said he wasn't watching any TV at the time to where it was nothing with growling or anything like that. And I was like, oh, that's scary.
That would creep me out.
That was creeping me out, yeah. But I haven't had anything since then, like nothing that I'm sure it was something.
Yeah.
Like there's
sometimes
been something
you can make like, oh, that could have been this.
Yeah, like you can kind of debunk like, oh, well the window was open, so that could have been.
Yeah.
There could have been like a breeze that came in, or the lights flickered because some sort of random power outage or something like that.
Yeah. So like I said in the intro, my first one is kind of long, and it has been continuous in our family since my mom was like. She wasn't our age. She was maybe a little younger than us. They lived in this, I'm not sure if it was like a house or like an apartment. And the family next door to them moved out. And a couple days later, they had the door lock. Somehow the door opened, and the screen door. And then they both shut, and the door that had the lock on it locked itself. And
wow.
like I don't think they like heard anything. Like the door just like opened, shut, and then locked. And then we moved to the house that when I was born, that's where they lived. And they lived there until I was 2. And I think after we finally got like everything settled in, the screen door opened, regular door opened, they both shut, and the door locked.
You've had a lot of, oh my word.
Yeah.
You've had a lot
And
of doors
then I'm not sure if that's where they first saw her. It's a female, we've learned that. But I know when we moved to the house, the next house they moved into, I lived there from the time I was 2 until I was 15, 16.
Yeah.
So we lived there a long time. And the same thing happened, screen door, regular door, they shut and they locked. And then one day my grandfather was coming out from down the hall, and in our living room in one of the chairs there was just this lady sitting there.
Oh my
And
word.
she had, it was like an old-fashioned dress, and she had long, I think it's either like brown or like a blonde, like
It's like
not
dirty
like
blonde?
maybe, but she's
Okay.
got long hair and she's very young. And I'm not sure if he was able to talk to her then, but from that day on, she was named Gertie. That's what we named her in the family. Like, we don't know a lot about her, but she's always been there.
Mhm.
Like, my stepdad, when he moved in with us, he was taking a bath in the bathroom, and she decided to mess with him, and she turned the lights out on him.
Oh my
While he was in
word.
the bathtub. She has, like, you'll be laying there sleeping kind of like you were,
Mhm.
and you'll be half asleep, and you'll just hear someone whisper your name. I remember that happened to me, and I actually got up out of bed, and I asked my mom, I was like, did you just come in my room?
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I've been laying down the whole time.
Huh.
And my brother wasn't up either, so, like, that's all it could be.
Yeah.
And at first, like, when my family started, like, talking about her, I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, things like that don't happen. And then I heard her say my name that night, and I was like, oh boy.
Hello, Gertie.
So she's, like, stuck around kind of consistently. Sometimes you'll be sitting in the living room of that house, because my grandparents still live there, and stuff will just start falling in the kitchen. Like, she's throwing stuff and throwing a temper tantrum. And you can say, Gertie, knock it off, and it stops.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I remember going to your house and always wanted to experience something, but I haven't had anything, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I get so jealous when she tells me. I'm like, oh, I want to
And then
experience it.
when me and my parents and my brother moved out, freshman year of high school, I could hear her one night. Like, she came to this house with us, I guess to make sure we were okay.
Yeah.
Because she watched me and my brother grow up.
Yeah.
And she stayed for a couple nights, and then now she's back with my
Wow.
grandparents. And
she was gonna stay.
we
so.
recently moved. It's October. We moved in April, so we haven't heard anything from her yet in this new house. But
You
my
never know. She might
yeah,
pop up sometime.
we're waiting. Like,
You go visit your
we'll get
grandparents
settled
and
in.
she
Yeah.
comes in and see.
My grandfather actually, he has officially like seen her now and had like a conversation
That's
with
cool.
her. Her name is Alice. I think she was 17,
Mhm.
and we couldn't find anything, but she just, I guess, like appeared to him one day and was like,
Hello.
let's talk.
Yeah.
Like,
Nice to meet you. Hi, Alice.
but I mean, she's still there. You'll still hear stuff thrown in the kitchen,
Mhm.
and yeah.
That's so cool. I actually, when you were talking, I remembered there was one. It was more recent. I think it was within the last like 3 years. All of them have been in my house right now. But I was downstairs in the living room, and we have pictures hanging or sitting on their mantle by our fireplace, and it was around Christmas time, and out of nowhere, my own picture fell. Just my picture.
Nope.
And my baby picture and the mouse that I painted that was hanging sitting, I had like a little mouse sculpture that I was sitting next to it. And it's weird because my picture is behind my sister's. Like, we have them,
Like
they don't
layered?
they don't fit, like, you can't just lay them flat like this. You have to, like, put them like that. And so mine actually, it had to have come out like behind,
Come out.
and then fall.
fell.
And it was just mine. Like, it didn't
no.
shift anything around or like there was no like wind or anything else. Like, what is happening? Like, why is it just coming to me too? Like,
Oh, no.
that's
Nope.
actually, it happened I think another time too. Me and my brother we were joking around in the kitchen and my thing fell again. And actually the first time when it fell, it actually like broke the frame and everything. Like, we had to get a new frame for it. But this past time when it fell, it didn't do anything. But I'm like, it's like trying to get my attention because it's only messing with my stuff.
It's telling you
my
something,
things.
Sarah.
But then like last week my dad actually, he said the door opened in his room and no one was home, so the door opened.
Nope.
So I mean, maybe it's stuff, maybe it's not. I mean, we have some old furniture in here, but I don't think it'd be haunted by anything. Maybe it is, maybe not. But I mean, we're only the second owners of this house, so.
Laundry drying rack. It's possessed.
Do you have any more?
There's another one that happened at my grandparents' house. My brother, but he plays outside all the time. He was always outside. And I remember one night it was getting dark. I could have sworn I heard him go outside. And I had to be like, no, like, you need to come back in. It's like 7 o'clock. It's time to settle down. And someone run across the front yard. And so I go to my mom and I was like, you need to get him. He needs to come inside. And my brother walks around the corner and goes, Jeannie, I wasn't outside at all.
Oh.
Like, I've been inside this whole time. So there was a little boy who, like, someone went outside and something ran across our front yard. But, like, it was in the house first. Yeah. And
So,
it
like, went out.
And ran
Oh, wow.
across the front yard. Yeah, like, I get chills sitting here talking about it because it freaked me out so much. We have, like, a speculation of who it could have been, because, you know, sometimes, like, family members you think can come back. We had who was my great uncle, and I think he had cerebral palsy. I think so. He was confined to a wheelchair. So we think maybe now, like, if he's moved on and he's still here, that he's able to run and have a good time.
So he was all happy.
Yeah.
That was cool. What was the one with you at the island? You said there at the beach.
Yeah, the beach. My family, we used to take a beach trip every year for, I think it's Labor Day weekend. It's always in the off season because they get the house real cheap. And there was one of the rooms, they all have like these big windows in them. And of course everyone was like, leave the window open. You let the breeze come in. And I was standing there like brushing my hair like the vanity. And you know the beach, like, it's always windy. But this was on, you have the beach side of the house and then the lake side of the house. Because it's an island, so you've got water on every side of you. And it wasn't really that windy. And then just, like, out of, like, nowhere, it was just, like, this huge gust of wind came in. And I mean, maybe it could have just been the wind, like, maybe it was just a gust of wind, because you're on the beach.
Yeah.
But it just, like, it felt weird, and it sent, like, chills up my spine. And I was just standing there, like, brushing my hair in the mirror, and it was almost like someone was just standing back there after that thing came in, and was just watching me.
That's so weird. I hate the watching feeling.
It was like someone was just standing back there, like, on the other side of the bed, just looking at me. And, like, not even looking at me, but looking at my reflection and watching me through the mirror.
Oh. That's even
it.
weird. Like, you always see those movies and stuff like that.
Oh, I hated
Ghosts
it.
in the mirror.
I hate talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, that's scary.
And then the last one that I mentioned to you, we went to Kings Mountain State Park in, I think it's North Carolina. And you just, like, as soon as we pulled in there, it was like the hair on my arms just stood, like, straight up. And my mom was telling me, she's like, yeah, no one's buried there, like, there's nothing there, everything's fine. Comes to turn out, it was a battleground in the Civil War. And there's it's either like one person or there's a couple people buried there. And it was, you walk in there and you just, like, you feel it.
Oh.
And I hated it. It even bothered my dad, who, like, my dad's not really bothered by things like that. He would not look out the window to his side. And his arms were just, like, straight up.
Wow.
My mom the whole time's like, everything's fine, we're having a good time. I was like, I want to go home.
You and your dad are like, no.
Like, to this day, like, I don't know how old I was, but, like, I will not go back there.
Oh. Ghosts are something different, obviously.
It kind of freaks me out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I accept, like,
yeah,
they're real.
I accept it. I think it's cool. I really want, like, solid proof. I've never had, like, that solid proof from, like, this is a definite ghost. I know it.
Like, I will not sit down, like, you watch, like, the Ghost Hunters and stuff like that. I will not. Because I'm like, I don't want to see that.
I'll watch them. I don't like the ones where they're, like, where they take kind of, like, witness accounts. I like the ones where they actually go and, like, investigate and they try to debunk it. Because then you know that they're actually looking for something real. They're not looking to... Because there'll be, like, things where, like, something will rattle. And they'll be like, oh, well, it could be this. And they'll go and check it out. They'll be like, oh, yeah, it was the window. It was just rattling whenever a strong breeze come. If you see a shadow, oh, it could have been a car driving by. And they test it out. Sometimes they debunk it. Sometimes they don't get the shadow. And it's just... I like those kind. I don't really like the ones where they're like...
I can't do it.
Yeah.
It freaks me out. I keep myself up all night when I watch stuff like that.
That's our ghost story.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed them. If we have any more,
We'll keep you updated.
We'll keep you updated. Maybe next Halloween we'll have some more ghost stories to tell. But next week we have a really fun video coming out.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise, yeah. But make sure you tune in. It's gonna be. I know I'm probably gonna get.
Sarah's not gonna like it.
I'm not gonna.
I love it.
You'll see. So comment below if you've seen any ghosts or had any ghost experiences. And
yeah, that'll be fun.
we'll see you next week.
Bye.